Hello everybody and welcome to Sunday Morning Knits, my channel where I like to talk about all the things that I'm currently knitting. My name is Laura. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the things that I have finished, which isn't many, and all of the things that I am currently working on. And I have surprising and exciting news regarding my pumpkin pie socks as well. So today I am wearing my Flutterbutt shirt by Jessie Made Designs. I knit this in Salty Blonde Fibre MCN in the colorway No Judge of Beauty from her Jane Austen pre-order. I absolutely love this top. I was, for a little while, not sure how the drop shoulder was going to look, but I think it looks lovely on me. I knit this in a size 3X. It calls for 3 skeins of yarn. I actually only used 2. My third skein is untouched. Or I used 100 centimeters from the second ball or something like that. So if you want to knit the 3X Jessie Made Designs Flutterbutt shirt, it takes a lot less yarn than you think it does. And I even had to go back in and add more length to the body, and I still only used 2 skeins, which is kind of wild. This is my flock top this year, so it has a lot of really lovely memories. I was also planning to wear this to SoCal Fiber Fair, but I decided against it at the last minute and wore a dress. But maybe next year I'll wear it to SoCal. We'll see. Okay. Oh yeah, one other thing. I got a microphone, if you can't tell. Oh, as I bonk the microphone. So I will do my very best not to hit this. And I hope that it helps improve the sound quality of my podcasts. Let me know down below. Okay. The next thing I have to mention is that my pie socks are out now. You can find them on my website and on Ravelry. I will also link it down below. This is a free pattern that combines knitting and crochet. So you crochet this little whipped cream frill at the top here, but the rest of the sock is knit. Don't fear the crochet if you have never done it before. I have a tutorial up on my YouTube that walks you through how to do it. Now, the fun thing is that I am doing a giveaway. I got the pumpkin pie sock set from Woolberry Fiber Co. when they did their pre-order a couple weeks ago. This hasn't been available since a couple years ago for Pie Day, so when I saw that this was coming out, I snatched a set and I am doing a giveaway. So head over to Instagram to enter that giveaway for this sock set. I'm also giving away a maker's journal, but I'm not sure where it is at the moment. You can find all the details on Instagram for the giveaway, information on how to enter, prizes, etc. So go over and check that out. Okay, so let's get started with things that I'm done. And I guess I have a kind of finished object, or at least it was a finished object. Bridget, if you're watching this, don't hate me. Okay, so I finished my Biscuit Slipover. Ta-da! This was a test knit for the wonderful Bridget of BZB Knits. I had so much fun doing it, and I finished it in time for the test, which was wild. I didn't think I was going to, but I did. And then as soon as I took photos, I actually ripped out the neck. So this is my kind of finished object, not really finished, because I ripped out the neck and I'm going to redo it. I modified it so that it was shorter because, I don't know, the way that this was sitting, I thought it would look really good with a shorter neck, and then I didn't like it. So I ripped out the neck and I'm going to redo it. So it was a finished object. It is now a work in progress again. This is the Biscuit Slipover. It is out now, so I highly recommend you go check it out. I'll also link it down below. It is syncopated brioche, which I didn't even know how to do brioche before signing up for this test knit. But Bridget was so lovely and was like, you can definitely do it. I'll help you. You'll be fine. Don't worry. She was right. Everything was fine. I did mess up one stripe that I didn't feel like going back to fix. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. Actually, I think I also messed up the shoulders, but oh well, you can't really tell. Yeah, it is out now. It is so much fun. So it's syncopated brioche, so that's how you get the fun texture. I realize there's a little feather stuck in it. Weird. It is knit in 2 panels, so you knit the front panel first, and then you knit the back panel, and then you seam it up to the sides. Honestly, the seaming is not bad at all. There's not a ton of seaming, so I didn't hate it. You just do kind of like this much. It also has in the pattern a split hem. I didn't do the split hem. I seamed it all the way down to the bottom. But if you do the split hem, then there's even less seaming. Mine turned out really, really short, like shorter than I expected it to, and with also 6 more inches of positive ease than it was supposed to have. So I'm going to stretch this lengthwise and hopefully A, remove some width, and B, add some length. Brioche is super stretchy, so I actually hadn't blocked this until, actually I haven't blocked it all yet. I hadn't blocked it when I finished it because I'm a little bit scared of blocking brioche. It's not superwash. I knit this in Coast to Coast BFL worsted, although the pattern calls for DK, but this came out, it's more of a DK in my opinion. In the colorway Dark Academia, which I got during their Book Tropes collection a couple years ago. The sun is kind of like, yeah, there we go. The sun can kind of show off all those beautiful colors in the Dark Academia colorway. But because it's not superwash, it's not going to grow as much as like a superwash would. I think if it were superwash and brioche, I wouldn't block it. I'd be too scared to. So I'm going to block this, hopefully stretch it out lengthwise and lose some of the widthwise, because I had only intended for it to have 2 or 3 inches of positive ease. Pardon me. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if my gauge was off or if it just stretched because it's brioche. Again, this is my first time knitting brioche, so I don't really know. My swatch was fine. I had to go up a whole bunch of needle sizes because Bridget is a super loose knitter and I am not. I'm quite a tight knitter. So I knit this on US size 8 needles. I think the pattern calls for US size 4. And I had to go up to an 8, which is totally fine. So yeah, it's my Biscuit Slipover. Thank you so much, Bridget, for letting me test. It was absolutely wonderful. And you're amazing. So into works in progress. I have a couple. Obviously, I have like 8 sweaters on the go, but I've only worked on 2 this month. Has it been a month since I recorded? No, I think it's been 3 weeks because I was supposed to do a podcast last week, but I went to the SoCal Fibre Fair, so I released the video about that. So it's been 3 weeks. So I have some progress. Let me put this one on a hanger. My first work in progress is my Saskie sweater. This is a sweater by Wei Chin, who is the petite knitter on Instagram. She designed this after her sweet bunny, Saskatchewan, who I have discovered has unfortunately passed away, which is very sad. So sending Wei Chin all the love. This is the Saskie sweater. I am knitting it in Cascade, non-superwash, 220, in the colorways cream, and I think this is burgundy, although it's not really a burgundy, it's a really dark red. Pardon me. This pattern calls for fingering weight, and I'm actually knitting it on sport weight. I didn't like how gapey the fingering weight was, the one that I was planning to use, so I just swapped it for sport weight, so I'm getting a much denser fabric, which I absolutely love. That's exactly what I wanted. And it also means that my color work isn't gapey. You don't see my floats or anything from the front, which is exactly what I wanted. So, since the last time we spoke, where's my progress keeper? There it is. I have done about 2 inches of knitting in the round. This is just stock net at this point. I have 2 centimeters left to go because I'm doing the cropped version, and then I'll be doing the ribbing, although I am tempted to lengthen it just a little bit more than the 2 centimeters. Or might do like 4. I don't know. I have to try this on. I was going to try it on last night, but I didn't have needle stoppers with me. So I don't quite know. I pretty much only wear like high-waisted pants, skirts, dresses, leggings, anything high-waisted. So I think the crop version will look really good, but I just don't know quite how cropped I want it to be yet. But I absolutely love it. I actually brought this with me to the SoCal Fiber Fair to work on while I was there. And I had a whole bunch of people comment on it and stop me and ask me questions. I had somebody notice it in my bag and comment on how beautiful it was, which was super, super sweet. So yeah, I am really hoping I can finish this before I go home. I go home in 2 weeks for the holidays because it's going to be cold when I land at home, and I would like to have a nice, warm, cuddly sweater to wear if I don't finish it in 2 weeks, which is probably unlikely, which I'll talk about why in the life updates section. I'll just finish it while I'm at home. I'll have two weeks of just knitting time, which I'm very much looking forward to. I will finish it then, and then I can wear it at home, which will be really exciting. The nice thing about that is that even if I finish it at home and I don't have like my blocking mats and stuff here, I can use my mom's. My mom has just as many knitting supplies as I do, including all of the necessary blocking paraphernalia. So I will just temporarily commandeer her blocking mats to block my sweater. So yeah, that is my Saskie sweater. Hopefully the next time we chat, I'll be done. Probably not, but that is okay. Okay, what do I have next? Oh, let's talk about my other sweaters. I have two more. Okay, this is the other sweater that I'm really hoping to be done before I go home. And I truly don't think there's any way I'm going to finish two sweaters before going home because things are a little crazy right now. Although if there's any sweater I'm going to finish, it's probably this one because it's very potato chippy. So this is my beautiful Ingrid sweater. This one is by Petiteknit. Oops, and the shoulders are falling off here. I am knitting this. Oh, I just put it on the thing wrong. Did I? We're struggling today. No, it definitely goes like this. Okay. This is my Ingrid sweater by Petiteknit. I am knitting this in lichen and lace beetroot on their worsted weight. Yes, worsted weight yarn. I received this yarn as a Christmas present last year. A whole bunch of my family members teamed up, which was so lovely because I absolutely adore this yarn and I was lusting over it for years, and just it makes me so happy to have this beautiful yarn and be turning it into such a beautiful sweater. I have been working on this for quite a while now. I try to work on it at knit night because somebody else at my knit night is also knitting this sweater, but I haven't really been going to knit night lately because life has just been absolutely crazy. So not a ton of work. My stitch marker. Oh, I realized this is inside out. Okay, well, my stitch marker is here, and there's been about an inch and a half of work. Man, this is a very chaotic episode. Sorry about that. Anyway, my inside out Ingrid sweater. How did I not notice that? Yeah, so not a ton of work, but I'm loving it, and I'll finish it over Christmas if I don't finish it before. Oh, I forgot to mention needles. These are 4mm, so US size 6 needles, and I am knitting the size 2X. This is superwash yarn, so it's going to stretch like there's no tomorrow. And so when I was trying to decide what size I wanted to knit, I do want the really oversized, like 20 centimeters of positive ease that the Petiteknit recommends. But knowing that this is superwash yarn, I didn't want it to be like 30 centimeters oversized, so I went down size from what I should be knitting based on my bust to the 2X, and hopefully it'll work out. My fingers are crossed. We shall see when I block this. Okay, so those are the two projects that you've seen quite a bit of. Now I have another project that you haven't seen a ton of. Oh, let's put this here. First off, it is in the cutest bag. Look, it's bunnies. If you know me, you know how much I love bunnies, as evidenced by my Saskie sweater. And so I got the cutest little project bag off of Etsy that has little tiny bunnies on it. We love bunnies. Okay. Oof, sorry about the crinkle. Okay. This is my vest that I'm doing in collaboration with Cozy Yarn Shop for the not the Rose City Yarn Crawl, the Puget Sound Yarn Crawl this May. This is, I'm not going to share the name yet. I don't think I have shared the name yet, and I'm now debating on changing it. So we'll see. We'll see. I will share it at some point soon. Emily, the wonderful owner of Cozy Yarn Shop, reached out to me and asked me to design a pattern for the Puget Sound Yarn Crawl for her yarn store, and I was absolutely thrilled. So of course I said yes immediately. And this is the pattern that I have designed. So as you can see here, the front is mostly moss stitch, and then there's a beautiful cable pattern. There's also lace flowers in some of the diamonds, but you can't really see because it's not quite blocked yet. I have not blocked this. It is knit on 4mm or USA 6 needles. It is done with DK yarn. This yarn was gifted to me for this project by Emily. It is Hedgehog Fibers DK in the colorway Teacup. And then the contrast color yarn in this neon pink is It's Pink by Paisley Knits. Held double because it's fingering weight. This pattern will come in 11 sizes. It is graded all the way up to a 68-inch bust, including 2 inches of positive ease. So it goes all the way up to 70 inches. This is recommended for 2 inches of positive ease. The back is stockinette, so you don't have to do, 8,000 miles of moss stitch, because I know that that's not everybody's favorite. I was really inspired by kind of spring and like flowers blooming, so I was inspired specifically by like trellises and kind of flowers growing up trellises in the spring. I thought that would be really nice and timely because this pattern will be coming out in May. I will be looking for testers in January. A testing call actually will be going up end of December, early January, I think. If you're interested in testing this lovely vest for me, please follow me on Instagram or sign up for my newsletter. It is linked down below. I'll be putting out the testing call there. The test will hopefully be 12 weeks, which I think will be enough time to knit all the sizes of a DK weight vest. I am obviously not done mine. I'm almost done. I just need a couple more inches on the body and then bind off. I knit this quite quickly, but I know that I'm a fast knitter, so I think 12 weeks should be enough. Yeah, I'm really proud of this. I'm really excited. Thank you so much, Emily, for asking me to design a pattern for your store. I absolutely love it. I think it's so cool. Once again, this combines crochet and knitting. The little frill collar is done with crochet, but fear not, there will be a tutorial for you for how to do the crochet edge, or you can opt for an I-cord neck as well. So yeah, that is the as yet unnamed vest that will be coming in May. Okay, I think that's it for garments that I'm working on. I obviously have like 4 other sweaters on my needles, but I haven't done any work on them because I have been putting all of my energy into these other 3 garments. And even then, I don't think I've worked on my vest in quite a while because I have been working on other projects. So, where to start? I'm going to start with these. Okay, so, I put my tripod on this. I'm knitting my brother a pair of socks for Christmas. I'm almost done the first one. I did most of this last night while my boyfriend and I were watching a movie. This is just a very plain sock. I didn't use a pattern. I know his foot measurements. I've knit him many, many, many pairs of socks. My brother is probably the most knit-worthy person in my life. He wears the things that I knit him constantly, although of course my mom is also very knit-worthy. But my mom is also a knitter, so I feel like that's kind of different. Like my mom is a knitter, so she really highly values knitted items and wears them all the time. My brother is not a knitter, and he still wears the things that I knit for him all the time, which is just the best thing in the whole world. Makes me so happy. And I know for a fact that he wears the shorty socks that I made him, I think 2 Christmases ago, all the time. So I thought I would make him another pair. I actually wanted to give him a sweater for Christmas. On his birthday, we discussed a sweater that I was going to make for him. That will involve me basically completely designing the sweater just for him. I have the yarn. I am ready to go, but it is a lot of math. And I'm not quite in the brain space to do all that math because I have a massive exam coming up in 2 weeks. So he'll get that for his birthday a year later. And he's getting socks for Christmas. So these are his socks. I'm knitting them with yarn from Things Created Equal, which is a hand dyer in Alberta, Canada. She makes absolutely lovely yarn. I have quite a bit of it. And this is from her Trees collection a couple years ago. My brother has been getting a lot of her tree themed socks because I've been slowly knitting through all of my trees yarn. So this is the first one. Yeah, he'll be getting this for Christmas. I don't really have much else to say. Oh, needle size, US size 1, 2.25 millimeters. I have another sock, and I can't tell you much about this. But I'll give you this little sneak peek. So this is a lace and cable sock. The front is this really cute leaf lace. Let's see if I can get it. It looks kind of weird right now because it's not blocked. And then there's mixed cables all the way around. This will be a pattern. I can't tell you any more than that. If you're interested in testing these, please sign up for my newsletter and follow me on Instagram because a test call will be going out fairly shortly for these socks. That's all I can say about that. Okay, what else have I been working on? Oh, I haven't showed this on the podcast in a while. I have still been working on it, even though I haven't been talking about it. But I've done enough work now, I think, that I can show this. This is my sweet shop blanket. It's getting too big to actually show the entirety on camera now. Ta-da! This is the Sweet Shop Blanket by Laura Penrose. I am knitting it with Double Sunday as the main color in the colorway Whipped Cream. And then all of the contrast colors are the Gods collection by Paisley Knits. If you've been here before, you know that I absolutely adore Coley and Coley's beautiful yarn. And 2 years ago? 3 years ago? I don't remember. Several years ago, Coley did a monthly club yarn inspired by each of the gods, and then she released it last year where you could like order any of the ones that you missed. And I, being the classicist that I am, I think I was actually in my master's for classics at the time when it was going on. So I was like, I obviously need to be part of this. I picked up one of each of the gods, and I was holding on to the yarn, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. And I had it in my collection forever. And then Laura Penrose released this blanket, and I was like, well, that is perfect. And so I am making my God's blanket. The placement of each God is very specific and indicates some sort of relationship with the gods surrounding it. I've talked about this on other podcasts, so if you're interested, you can go back and find one of those. I have added a few new ones since we last spoke, or since I last showed this. So I've added Hephaestus, which is, I don't know how to do this. This is Hephaestus, so I added Hephaestus, I added Hermes, I added Persephone, I added I think this is Athena, and I'm now working, or I finished this one too. This is Zeus, and now I'm adding Demeter, which is this guy. So I've added quite a few squares since we last spoke. This is slightly bigger than lap size now, and I wasn't originally sure how big I was going to make this when I started, but I think the goal is I am going to just continue working on this until I run out of yarn. So it might be gigantic because I have a lot of yarn, because I have full skeins for each of the gods. So I have a lot of yarn. This blanket is going to be massive. I have one regret about this blanket, and it is that the God's yarn is all superwash sock, so it's held double, and double Sunday is not superwash. And if I could go back and redo this, I would do the main color in a superwash yarn, because blankets go through a lot of wear and tear, and I feel like being able to wash it in a washing machine would be really beneficial. Obviously, I have no qualms with hand washing my knits. I obviously hand wash my knits all the time because that's what you do, and it's not like a chore for me. I really quite enjoy it. So I have nothing against hand washing a blanket, but that's a lot. Also, I don't have a balcony that I can like hang it off of to dry, so it might be a little bit of an adventure. I'll let you know when I wash it for the first time how that goes. So that's my one regret about this blanket, but I think it's so beautiful and so cute, and I'm so excited to like have it. It's so soft. I can't wait. So this is my very, very, very long-term project. It sits in a really cute basket beside my bed. So it's my bedtime knitting. I work on it before I go to sleep. So it's going to take me the rest of my life to knit. I'll be done this in 60 years. But that's fine. So this is my God's Blanket by Laura Penrose and Paisley Knits. I love it. Oh, my hanger. Okay, what else do I have? I have a spinning work in progress to share. So I am spinning this beauty. Come on, focus. There we go. So this is, I think this is Oink Pigments. This is their, is this Targi? I can't remember. The colorway is Big Eggplant Energy. I am doing a 2-ply on my brand new, well, I guess it's not brand new anymore, on my new spinning wheel. This is the very first spin on my spinning wheel. I have a Traveler 3, an Ashford Traveler 3. This is the very first spin. This was the very first bobbin, so there's some consistency issues. There's like a little area that's kind of overplied. My second bobbin is going much better, but I don't feel like taking it off the flyer to show you. I'm almost done spinning the singles, and then I will ply it. I am very excited. I'm actually hoping I can be done this by Christmas. I should be able to finish the singles today, actually, which is very exciting. I'm looking at it. It's sitting beside me. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm actually debating giving it to a friend, because I think she would really love having some hand spun yarn. So we shall see. It has definitely been a bit of a switch going from my electric eel wheel to a traditional wheel. Not in terms of treadling. Like, I adjusted to treadling really, really quickly, and I figured out the settings that I liked the best on my wheel also quite quickly. What I found was the hardest was drafting, weirdly enough, because I felt like when I started the wheel that it would like tug too much, and my yarn would break, or I'd end up with a really thick section, or I don't know, or like a really thin section because it pulled. It was quite strange. I had a lot of trouble getting used to that specifically, but I think I'm used to it now. I think I figured it out. It's going a lot better. My second bobbin is far neater, and I think it's actually lace weight, which is wild because I can't normally spin lace weight, even on my electric eel wheel. I usually spin fingering weight, maybe slightly thinner, like a really light fingering, ending up with like a sport weight or a DK weight yarn. But my favorite thing to know is fingering weight yarn, so obviously that is the goal. And I think I'm down to lace weight on my wheel, which is kind of wild. I haven't had a ton of spinning time lately because I have been preparing for this big exam. And sadly, I basically write the exam and I go home 2 days later. So I'm not going to have a ton of time for spinning, which makes me very sad. I can't bring my wheel home because I'm flying, and that would be insane. So I'm going to bring my spindles home, my like supported spindles, maybe a drop spindle, which will be fun. I love spinning all my supported spindles, but it's not quite the same. And I'm still like in love with the like new wheel feeling. Um, but that's okay. I love supported spindle spinning, so it's not a problem. But yeah, that is my current spin in progress. I also have a Christmas spin on my electric eel wheel right now that I'm working on, but I haven't done any progress. I haven't made any progress on that since I talked about it in the last episode. I also actually have another spin in progress. It is a combo spin from a while ago on my Nano. I have not worked on that since you last saw it in a podcast, and that podcast was probably like 3 months ago. So hopefully I'll be able to show you progress on either that spin or my Christmas spin in the next episode. We'll find out. The answer is probably not, because I'm probably going to film my next episode in Canada, and I won't have my electric wheels with me. I'll finish them at some point. Yeah, I'll finish them at some point. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is a planned knit that I'm very excited about. I have this planned knit in my beautiful Strikke bag. I was influenced by Rebecca Clow of the Crayabea to buy this really beautiful bag. It is a recycled sari, so it's silk. It's beautiful. Highly recommend. And it is absolutely gigantic. I have 9 balls of yarn in here, which is amazing. So definitely sweater sized, which I love. And in here, I have what I'm calling my Christmas project. So it's the thing I want to work on while I'm home, in addition to finishing my sweaters. I have 2 balls of really beautiful yarn. They are the We Are Knitters, the wool, in their cream / undyed, and their unicorn. Yarnicorn? Yarnicorn. I am going to be knitting the Fluffy Ass Brioche Cardigan by... I'm drawing a blank on the designer's name. I can't remember. I will link it down below. I saw the Knit Pearl Girl make the Fluffy Ass Brioche sweater in these 2 colorways. It is a 2-color brioche, and she used both of these colorways, and it was so adorable. So I went and I looked it up, and I thought it was so cute, but it wasn't size inclusive, or the sizing was really confusing, and I didn't think it was size inclusive, which made me really sad because I really wanted to make it. There's only 2 sizes for that sweater, and I think it only goes up to like 48 inches. So it wasn't size inclusive. And I was really sad by that because I have a 50-inch bust, so that wasn't going to fit me. Now I don't know if that 48 inches was without ease, so it actually might have fit me if I factored in ease. But unless that sweater has like 12 inches of positive ease, it's not going to fit 60-inch busts. And even then, it would be with negative ease, or neutral ease or negative ease. So I don't know. I don't think it's size inclusive, but please let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. And I was really crushed by that because I want to knit size inclusive garments. It really matters to me, as you can tell by me grading my vest pattern to 11 sizes up to a 68-inch bust. Also, I have a 50-inch bust, so sometimes there are patterns out there that don't fit me, which is saddening. There's a really beautiful wrap cardigan that I want to make, but designer only designed it up to 17-inch bust, my bust is 27, sorry, not 17 inch, 117 centimeter bust, and my bust is 127 centimeters. And I messaged her asking her if she was going to release them in more size inclusive sizes, and she never got back to me. So yeah. Anyway, the sweater, the fluffy ass brioche sweater, is not size inclusive, and that made me very sad. But then I discovered that she made a cardigan version, and the cardigan version is size inclusive. So I picked up yarn to make the cardigan in the same color as the Knit Pro Girl knit her fluffy ass brioche sweater in, and I am so excited. So now that I have done syncopated brioche, I feel like I can tackle anything. I have not done 2-color brioche yet, but I think it's going to be just fine. This yarn is gigantic. It is bulky. I never knit with bulky weight yarn. I usually knit with fingering weight yarn. So I am assuming this cardigan is going to go insanely fast, and I am so excited for that. I have never knit a cardigan, which is wild because I've been knitting for like 20 years, if not longer. I think I learned when I was 4 or 5, and then I never stopped. I've never knit a cardigan, which is crazy. So I'm going to knit a 2-color brioche cardigan over Christmas, and I am so excited. I think it's just going to be so cute. Like, look at this. It's just magical. Like, this yarn is just absolutely magical. So that is going to be my Christmas project. I am so excited. Although there's another Christmas sweater that I also want to work on over Christmas. I don't know if I will or if it'll be a next Christmas project. It's an actual Christmas sweater. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know how many sweaters I can knit over Christmas. I have a lot of time over Christmas, obviously, but maybe not that much time. I also have a couple of gift knits planned as well. I have a pair of socks for my dad for Christmas and my boyfriend's mom's boyfriend. I have a pair of socks for him as well, I think, that I'm going to do. Mostly because last year I knit him socks and they were far too big. So hopefully I can knit him socks that fit this year. We'll see how that goes. I have yarn for both of those, but I'm not going to show them. I'll show them when I have some more work done, which will be the next time I film in about 2 weeks. Maybe the next episode will actually be filmed here, because 2 weeks from today, I'm still here. And then I go home. So the next podcast actually might be from here in Los Angeles, and then the podcast after will be filmed from Canada. We'll see. So maybe I actually will have sweaters done and blocked in time. Who knows? The last thing I want to talk about is the fact that I have a yarn advent calendar this year, and I am very, very excited to share. I got the Sunday Fibre Co. Nutcracker Advent. Oof. Let's straighten that out there. It is so beautiful. I have not opened it yet, which is wild. I usually just open them immediately. But I have not opened this yet. Today is December 1st, so I actually am going to open the first one. I'm not going to do it on camera though, just because you might also have the Nutcracker Advent by Sunday Fibre Co. and won't be wanting to open it. I don't want to spoil anything, but I will post it on my Instagram in case you are curious. I got Kindred Fingering, which is her non-superwash sock base, and I'm very excited. I'm going to be making the Kintra sweater by the Crayabea. I don't know when that pattern comes out. I think she said February-ish. So I think that's perfect. Hopefully I'll be done all of my other sweaters by that point, and we'll be able to cast on the Kintra. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm super excited. In terms of life updates, as you know, or as you may not know, I am a PhD student at UCLA doing a PhD in linguistics. I have a massive exam coming up. So if you're unfamiliar, during PhDs, you do qualifying exams, which are gigantic field exams where you could be asked a lot of things about your field. Think like last exam you ever take in a field, proving that you know a lot of things. I have one coming up in 2 weeks. I'm very nervous for it. It is the hardest one in my program. So I've been studying my brains out for this exam. So I'm very stressed. Most of my time is going towards that. If I have extra time, it goes towards knitting. But as you've seen, I haven't done that much knitting comparatively to how much I normally knit. It's because of this exam. I do historical linguistics, so this is a historical linguistics exam on Vedic Sanskrit, which is the language of ancient India. And I have to translate, so I'll be given a text in Vedic, I have to translate it, and then I have to do linguistics questions, so origin of the language, how it developed, how it's related to its ancestor languages, so synchronic and diachronic linguistics, in case you're curious. I'm very nervous. It'll be okay. I have one qualifying exam under my belt out of 5, so I did ancient Greek dialects last year, which was a lot. Oh my god, remembering what all the different dialects do is a little bit crazy, but I did it. So I write Vedic this quarter, so I write it in 2 weeks, and then in June I will be writing another qualifying exam on also ancient Greek, but a different kind of qualifying exam on ancient Greek. And then next year I have my last 2 qualifying exams. So there's 5 in the program. It's a lot. So that's my life update. Other than that, I think that's everything I wanted to share today. Don't forget about the giveaway. Head over to my Instagram to check that out. If you have made it this far in the video, thank you so much. You are so sweet. Please, if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to get more videos like this. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you worked on while watching this video. I love hearing about it. Thank you so much. Have a lovely rest of your day and happy knitting. Bye.